YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen, where I eat to live and not live to eat. Today I'm going to be making a vegan lasagna. So if you're interested in learning how I make this delicious lasagna, stay tuned and I'll show you. Alright, so what we're going to be using today for our lasagna rolls, we're going to be using the Banza lasagna noodles, which are made from chickpeas. We're going to be using the Bolognese sauce, which is a plant-based pasta sauce from Simple Truth. We're going to be using the Follow Your Heart mozzarella shreds. We're going to also be using some Miyoko's mozzarella. It's a creamy mozzarella. We're going to use some Sundried tomatoes, which is by the California brand. And we're going to be using the Kite Hill Ricotta, which is an almond-based ricotta cheese. We're going to be using some fresh spinach, some fresh basil, tomatoes, and mushrooms. And this is going to be our lasagna dish. You guys, this is going to be so delicious. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to put this all together. All right, fam. So as I went through the ingredients, I mentioned I was making the lasagna rolls, but had to shift gears. There's a slight change in plans because I didn't realize my Banza noodles were no bake. Or no boil, sorry. They're oven ready, no boil. So I can't get them soft to roll them. So what I'm going to do is just make it a pan lasagna instead of lasagna rolls, which is what I'm used to. This is the first time I'm using the Banza noodles for lasagna. I use these for other pasta dishes. So sure, it's no problem with the lasagna. It's just a switch up on how I'm going to prepare the lasagna now. And then another addition I'm going to do, because I'm not going to do the rolls. I like doing the rolls with the tomatoes and everything in there, roll them up with the mushrooms. It's really great. You don't miss the meat. But since I'm layering it like this, I am going to go ahead and include my plant-based meat. I'm using the pure Farmland Italian style meatballs. I'm just going to cook these down and make a meat sauce. So we can go ahead and layer our lasagna. So everything else is going to be the same as you saw in the intro there. So what I'm going to do is add these meatballs, and we're not doing the rolls. So I'm going to go ahead. I chopped up some onion and some fresh garlic. I'm going to get these over here in my skillet, which I have. Let me see something here. Which in my skillet, I'm using some avocado oil this time. And if you want to see what oil I'm using, just some avocado oil. And just going to go ahead and get my onions down in here. This is my big cutting board that's kind of too big for me to carry. Okay. And I got some of these onions on the stove. Alright. So yeah, I figured since I'm gonna have to switch it up, I might as well do a little meat. So, and again, these are just the sausages. I mean the meatballs. They're Italian style meatballs. Going to put these in here, and they've already been seasoned. So I almost lost that one. They've already been seasoned, so I'm just going to cook these down. And so they were almost unthawed, but what I'm doing is just breaking them down a little bit as they cook. And you can completely get yours unthawed. You can defrost them, but these were almost ready. So this is what I'm going to use to make my meat sauce. And I actually like these. They don't have an aftertaste. I use them for my spaghetti and meatballs. And so I think they're pretty good. If you haven't tried them, give them a try. They got them in regular and Italian. You can season them yourself. They're real easy to prepare, and they're really big. So if you're making a spaghetti and meatball, I mean, 2 or 3 of these will fill you up. Okay. But all I'm going to do right here is just get this cooked down, get it in some of my sauce that I'm going to be using, and then we'll go ahead and start layering our lasagna. Okay, so while our meat is cooking, we're going to go ahead and mix our creamy mozzarella and our ricotta together. Just want to get these mixed together. We're just going to mix these the taste of both of these together so we can get this mixed in for our lasagna. And what I used to do is use some Parmesan cheese, and they have a vegan Parmesan cheese, but they don't have it at the Sprouts over here where I live, and I didn't want to go to Whole Foods, so I won't have the vegan Parmesan. So usually I would sprinkle some of the vegan Parmesan cheese or the regular Parmesan cheese with my regular ricotta mixture when I would make my lasagna rolls. That's when I was vegetarian more so, and before I gave up cheese and dairy, you know, my dairy products and eggs. I would use the regular ricotta. I would use the eggs and all of that for my ricotta mixture, which was great. So, but I tried this ricotta cheese, and it actually tastes really, really good. And so, you can make it yourself. Of course, it's just with almond milk, or you can use cashews or almonds to make your own ricotta. So, but of course, I'm taking the easy way out, and I just went and purchased it. And this is a little expensive. So this tub is an 8-ounce tub, Kite Hill Ricotta, and it was $9. So, just to give you an idea, if you do want to go out and purchase it, how much this would cost you. So, and I don't make lasagna that often, so it's a nice little treat. And plus, we're not eating out due to the coronavirus. We're eating at home, so we're definitely saving money. So it's okay to treat yourself occasionally. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to season this a little more. So I like my herbs, so I'm using some garlic and herb by Mrs. Dash. It doesn't have any salt, so I like to over season. So I want to get this in here. So when we put this down on our pasta and our lasagna, it's going to already have a lot of flavor in this. So get that in here. And of course, you guys know I love my Italian blend. So I want to get some of this in here, which I'll sprinkle some of this on the meat sauce as well. But I just want to get some down in my ricotta mixture here. Just so we know that's going to be in every bite. And you want to get this pretty much room temperature. It makes it easier to mix together here. So if you take it straight from the refrigerator, it's going to be a little more firm. So you may have a little bit trouble trying to get it mixed, or you can use your mixer, but I just had mine sitting out while I was preparing everything, and that's all it took. It was just about 30 minutes at room temperature, and it was good enough to mix. So let me give that a little taste. It actually tastes good. Okay. Season to taste. I always tell you to season whatever you make into your own likings. So if you want to add more seasoning, that's fine. But we're gonna use that. Set that aside here. And the next thing I'm gonna do is start cutting up a little bit of our tomatoes. We're still gonna use our tomatoes. Let me check my meat sauce. My meat's cooking good. I said check my meat sauce, but I didn't check my meat, so it's for the sauce, but y'all know what I mean. Okay, let me get my knife. So now we're just gonna cut up some of our tomatoes. because I'm going to use some fresh tomatoes also. And since we are using a meat sauce now, because usually I don't, I like to make my tomatoes a little thick and my mushrooms. But since we're going to be adding meat, you don't have to cut them as thick. But although I like tomatoes, so. Already prepped these. I've already washed these down and got these ready to go. So I may not use as many now that I've kind of switching it up a little bit. We definitely want to get these fresh tomatoes in here. I think I'll start off with just 3 and see how that goes. And so I want to wish all the fathers that may be watching a happy Father's Day. Hopefully you all have something special planned for tomorrow. I think I'm going to stop there. And those that are being the father, happy Father's Day to you. So I have some fresh basil. I'm just going to cut some of this down. We're going to put some fresh basil in our just to give it that authentic taste there. Okay. So we have that. And then we have our spinach, which is already rinsed, but I've rinsed the spinach off. You can pull the stems off your spinach, because we're going to layer that along with the tomatoes. And then we already have our mushrooms. So all we're doing now is basically just waiting on our meat to get done. And then we'll start layering everything, since we don't have to worry about cooking the noodles. Who knew? I never knew you didn't have to boil the noodles. So this is new to me, the no boil noodles. So I have never tried these, so hopefully they're good. Like I said, I like this brand, the Banza brand. I've used their pastas. But I've never did the no-bake lasagna noodles. So we're going to see how this turns out. So hopefully I'm not going to be disappointed. So we'll come back over here and start preparing everything. All right, guys. So our meat is ready, if you can see. And I don't know why I didn't just cook it in this one pot to begin with. Dirty enough dishes. Because I have to add my sauce. So I'm just going to transfer it over here. See how nice, and I didn't break it down too much. I still wanted it to keep some type of, texture, thickness to it. So get all this flavor out of here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and all I added to once it cooked down, I added a little bit of crushed red peppers. As I mentioned, I was going to add the Italian seasoned blend. And I added a little bit of spike seasoning. Y'all know I love my spike seasoning. And now what I'm going to do is just add my sauce. And this is the Bolognese sauce that I have. And this is a thick sauce. So I had this one in the refrigerator. This is real thick. And it's already got a meaty consistency, because they have a lot of chunks of tomatoes and everything down in here. So this sauce in and of itself is so thick and hearty. So this lasagna is going to be real hearty. So I'll tell you that right now. And if you need to thin it out some, you can by using just like a tomato sauce. Like if you're using tomato sauce for your chili or whatever, you want to thin it out a little bit, you can. But I'm going to go ahead and put 3 of these in here. Look at that. And then all we're going to do is just get that mixed in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. This is going to be so good. It smells good already. And if you need more sauce, you can add more, depending on how you like yours. I like my lasagna kind of thick. not too runny. Want it to be, this would have been perfect just for the vegan, no meat too. I mean, well, not vegan, but if you didn't want to use the meat, this is vegan, but meat. But if you didn't want to use the meat, this sauce is still real thick and hearty. So this is our meat sauce, guys. This is what we're going to be using to layer our lasagna. Like I said, if you want to thin out your sauce some, you can, or you can use a regular tomato spaghetti sauce or what have you. But this Bolognese right here, simple truth, it is the truth. It tastes so good. So, okay, let's go ahead and get this moved over. We're going to start layering our lasagna. All right, so here we go. We are going to start layering. So what we want to do first, we want to use our baking dish. We want to layer the bottom with the meat sauce. So just coat your bottom of your dish with the meat sauce. Okay. It don't have to be too thick on the bottom, but we want to make sure we get the bottom coated. The meats. Oh yeah. Okay. And then we're going to start layering. Now some of my shells are a little broken, but that's okay. We want to just get our pasta in here. Okay, let's see. And it's okay if they overlap some. We want to make sure that we get everything in here. So, and because I'm going to break it and go across this end. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead quickly. I think I'm going to not use that. I'm going to use a spoon. And we're going to just scoop a nice heaping of the ricotta on here. And just spread that out as evenly as you can. And y'all, if y'all try this and you like this, because I love the taste of this ricotta right now. It's good. Because, you know, when you come from eating dairy to non-dairy, it's a big transition. And it's hard at first. But now my palate can appreciate, you know, the non-dairy cheeses. And oh my gosh, this right here, right now, is giving me life. So, it tastes so good. And that's what I always like for other people to taste, because, like I said, my palate has already gotten used to it. But I wanted to get someone else to try it because, let me see here. All right. So once you get that kind of mixed up well. Okay, and then all we're going to do is now what I want to do is put a little bit of my mozzarella cheese on top of this. Okay, and then we're going to start putting our veggies. So I'm going to do a layer of tomatoes. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't have to have that many, so I'm going to just scoot those over. And then we're going to put some of our spinach in here. Okay. And of course, the sun-dried tomatoes gives it this extra meaty taste when I'm not using meat. But because they taste so good in here and I'm already using the, you know, the vegan meat, I was going to omit them and my husband's like, no. So he loves these and they taste so good in any dish that you're trying to substitute the meat. So we're going to put these in here. I'm telling you guys, if you get this brand, the California brand, you can just eat them straight out of the jar. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of fresh basil. Okay, just going to sprinkle some basil right there. And then we're going to, the last ingredient, which I use, like I said, when I'm not using meat, I love my mushrooms. So I've already cut up mushrooms. So this is going to be a very hearty lasagna. So we want to get our mushrooms in here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is put a little bit more of the meat sauce on here. And once we put the meat sauce on here, we're going to do another layer of your lasagna. This is, like I said, it's going to be a very hearty. You can go kind of light on the second layer of meat sauce because I want to try to get 3 layers if possible. And you don't have to do each layer with the mushrooms and the tomatoes. You can have just that 1 layer with the mushrooms and the tomatoes and the spinach. So, look at that. That's beautiful. And then now we're just going to go ahead and do another layer of the lasagna noodles. And then we'll do, like I said, it's not going to hurt to overlap these. And then we'll go ahead and do the ricotta. So I'm going to go ahead and get this as high as I can. Use up what I have here, and then we'll get this placed in the oven. But you have a gist of how to layer it. Get this in the oven, and we'll let this bake, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So I have layered this. I had just enough of the ricotta mixture to do 2 complete layers. I used an entire box of the Banza noodles with the exception of 2. So depending on how big you're gonna make your dish, this is a pretty big dish, and I mean this baby is loaded. You hear me? It is loaded down. So perfect. It was just the perfect amount. I used 2 bags of cheese, and I'm just put cheese on top, and I'm gonna put a little bit of a fresh basil garnish on the top of this before we get it in the oven, just to kind of make it look a little pretty. But y'all, the meat sauce, the ricotta cheese sauce, everything just tastes so good by itself. And so I think this is going to turn out perfect if these noodles turn out perfect. So we'll just have to see. But as far as the flavor, I mean, the flavor is on point. It's amazing. I mean, y'all, I ain't trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but right now I'm in lasagna heaven. So of course, y'all know I love my Italian seasoning. I'm just gonna put a little sprinkle on the top here, which has been incorporated plenty in the dish. And I'm just gonna do a little sprinkle of my red chili flakes. Not a lot, just a little bit. And voila, we have a loaded dish of vegan lasagna. Now, the lasagna that I used to make without meat, hands down, used to take the prize every time. And so now, I just want to clean off my little dish here. So, look at this, y'all. Oh, this is heavy. But look at this, a loaded lasagna. So I'm going to put this in the oven. I think these say to bake 45 minutes on 375. 9 by 13 inch dishes is what this is. So yeah, bake for 45 minutes on 375. So that's what I'm gonna do. So in 45 minutes, I'll come back and show y'all what this looks like and let it cool, and we'll do a little taste test, okay? Come back. Okay, so our lasagna has just come out of the oven, and what I'm going to do is put some garlic bread in there. So again, I am using the sourdough bread. Y'all seen me use this on my ultimate grilled cheese sandwiches, so I'm using that bread. And all I did was put some vegan butter on here, and I did some granulated garlic and the Mrs. Dash Original. It's got a bunch of herbs and spices in there, so I put that on the bread. So I'm gonna just throw this in the oven, let this brown, and give my lasagna time to cool off, and then we'll go ahead and plate this baby up, and I'll let you see what it tastes like. So we'll be back. Okay guys, we are done with our lasagna. It looks like it's gonna taste good. I've had it resting for about 30 minutes since I took it out of the oven because it was extremely hot. What gave me time to make the bread. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But that's what it looks like up close. So I'm gonna cut down in here as we do our taste test. Take a little piece out. And what I'm going to do actually is get a smaller spatula so that I can slip down in here and get this out. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, look at there, guys. Look at this. Man. OMG.
Wow.
OMG. Look at this. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. You see the noodles cooked good. Looks like it cooked good. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. And so we're gonna put a little bread on the side. I just took the bread, of course, just make my own garlic bread. I like doing everything in the kitchen, in Cassandra's kitchen, that is. And so I'm actually gonna pair this with a nice salad tonight. So this is dinner. We're gonna do lasagna, bread, and salad. Look at this. I just gotta turn this around because I want you guys to see, you know. Hold on. My pan ain't that high. I just want y'all to see down in there. Look at that. Can y'all get up on it? Okay, we're gonna have to just work this out because I want y'all to see down in here. Look at that. Get a good close-up on this lasagna. OMG. That is so pretty, guys. It is beautiful. So, it looks good, but looks can be deceiving. And so, what I want to do is make sure it tastes good. So, so I'm going to have my wonderful husband who is already excited about this. So, Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
I know I can have your assistance today, right?
Yes, most certainly.
Okay. Well, you come on over here because you've been already making noises in the background. So, come on over and do this taste test for me.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would have really appreciated it. And so, here you go. Just smell it.
Oh, no, it smells good. It looks good.
Ain't it pretty, though?
Mm-hmm.
It's got those tomatoes and, here, just, he's like, yes, give it to me. Give it to me.
Like a little kid. Give me. Let's see what we got here, y'all. And get the noodles on.
It's kind of leaning.
Trying to get it all up in there.
Get it all, baby. Get it all. It looks good. I can't wait to get down on it.
taste this garlic bread.
It's too crunchy.
A little crunchy.
Well, okay, the garlic bread is a little extra crunchy. Well, he the one told me go out there and look at the yard when the lineman just got done cutting our yard. So I'm gonna blame it on you.
Okay.
Okay, the
I'll
bread's
take the blame on that. But
Let me
anyhow,
see.
y'all, let me
I
tell
like
you.
crunchy bread.
Yeah, it's okay. But anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, because the truth will set you free, right? Look, this lasagna right here, good God Almighty, I'm trying to tell y'all. When I say lasagna, y'all, I mean this is like real lasagna. No ands, buts, nothing. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is lasagna. Even though, and this lasagna is all vegan too.
Yes.
You know, there's no real meat or anything in here.
Or cheese.
And this is what makes it so special and so significant, because it tastes like lasagna. I mean, literally, you did an absolutely amazing job, sweetheart.
I did good.
Yes, you did.
I did
TheBomb.com.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Good job.
But the bread needs some work.
Well, it's. I mean, when you say toast, it's toast.
Well, it's supposed
But
to be
anyway.
crunchy. But okay.
Besides that, I mean, it's great. You did an excellent job again. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Great job, love.
All right, well, let me try. Because it looks
I'm telling
so
you,
good.
It is so good. You're not going to be disappointed, y'all. I promise you. Oh, my goodness. The flavor, the texture, just like a real lasagna when you eat it. Matter of fact, it tastes better than them store-bought things.
Boy.
I'm trying to tell you, ain't it? It's absolutely amazing. Good
Y'all.
God Almighty, y'all. I'm telling you.
Just
She
right
did
here.
this one. This is really
And
good.
I ain't going to try to toot my horn. I'm tooting my horn today.
Yes, absolutely.
This right here.
It's great.
Boy.
It is really good. Oh my goodness.
OMG.
Because before y'all, I didn't know how it was gonna turn out, so I had.
Yeah, be honest. Be honest.
I had bought me a fish, right?
He got him a slab or a fillet of cod.
Yeah.
So, but I'm having fried fish.
Yeah. I went to the Whole Foods.
That's
and got
fine. I'm
me
making
a
lasagna. He's like, well, you can make the lasagna. I'm having cod. So what you having for dinner tonight?
I'm having that lasagna tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, it's delicious.
Yes, it's delicious. It's really good.
Just take one more bite. I'm gonna stop because I gotta have my one. Now you know that's the bomb.
Yes.
Now I like buca de
goodness.
pebbles lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this is up here, and I ain't trying to toot my horn, but I
Yes.
did that. Didn't
It's
I?
up there, yes.
I did that.
Absolutely.
I did that.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all, okay. I'm happy because I love it when it turns out extra good. And
Yes,
just
it's like extra
heavy.
good and extra excited to eat more.
More, and more. So guys, if you try it and you like it, let me know. Hit me up, send me a message, say,
Yes.
hey, I tried it. This was great.
You
What
won't
have
be
you?
disappointed.
And of course, give me a thumbs up, like my video, share my video, and because I'm sure everybody loves lasagna, everybody loves pasta, and so share it with your family, your friends. And what was I gonna say? If you like it, give me a what?
Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up.
Okay, and of course, subscribe to my channel, guys.
Yes, please subscribe.
I want all of you guys to share it. Get your friends to subscribe. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing here in Cassandra's Kitchen. Support what I'm doing and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And so until next time, from Cassandra's Kitchen to yours, we love you. Be blessed and bye-bye now.
Peace out.